Hey guys, my name is Nora Franch, and welcome to the podcast Grateful Blessed Mess, daily reflections for those in the 12 steps. I am a fellow 12-stepper and certified mindset coach, and I am here to introduce you to the value of mindset coaching in your 12-step journey. So if you feel like you are stuck in the steps, if you're slipping and sliding with your abstinence, mindset coaching may help you as it did me, and you can find me at catholicmindsetcoaching.com. These episodes are meant to invite you in to consider the truths of 12-step wisdom and to join in the very real struggle of living them in action. I hope that it feels almost like a mini meeting, and I invite you to contribute your own share on the Grateful Blessedness Facebook group to keep the discussion going. My comments are based on my own experience, so feel free to take what you like and leave the rest. But my hope is to encourage you on your own daily 12-step journey. As they say, you cannot stay clean on yesterday's shower. So without further ado, let's begin. Okay, guys, I have to laugh at myself quite a lot here because right before I started recording, I was sniffling because I have had a cold, and I was like, "Ugh, this is so annoying!" And I heard myself think that like the negative mental energy I was giving, almost like I shouldn't still be sniffling. It's been over a week or 2 weeks, whatever. And I was like, oh my goodness, what if, and this is just the work I've been doing, right? I never would bother to think this before. I think it was stupid. But it was like, what if I just stopped getting angry at something that just is? I was like, what if I just thought, oh, I should probably grab a box of tissues before I go out the door today. Instead of being like, this is ridiculous. This is unfair. I'm sick. I'm over it. I don't get enough sleep. The reason why I still have this cold is because the kids are up every night and blah, blah, blah. And then, you get into work and someone goes, how are you? And you go, terrible. And they're like, whoa, what did I say? These little things where instead of I'm making this into this thing that sucks me in and drains my mental energy. And what if it was just oh, it's cloudy outside. I should probably grab an umbrella. What if it was just that oh, I have sniffles today. I should make sure I grab a box of Kleenex. And then you move on with your life. I just wanted to throw that out there. That was just me laughing at myself. And then this is the cherry on top of this Sunday is I turned to my random reflection for the day to do the podcast. And the title for April 13th from Daily Reflections on page 112 is The False Comfort of Self-Pity. Dun, dun, dun. Come on. This is just funny. Okay, so here we go. Me wallowing in self-pity. Let's find out what's wrong with it. Here we go. How I'm not helping myself. Self-pity is one of the most unhappy and consuming defects that we know. It is a bar to all spiritual progress and can cut off all effective communication with our fellows because of its inordinate demands for attention and sympathy. It is a maudlin form of martyrdom, which we can ill afford, as Bill sees it, page 238. The false comfort of self-pity screens me from reality only momentarily and then demands, like a drug, that I take an ever bigger dose. If I succumb to this, it could lead to a relapse into drinking. What can I do? One certain antidote is to turn my attention, however slightly at first, toward others who are genuinely less fortunate than I, preferably other alcoholics. In the same degree that I actively demonstrate my empathy with them, I will lessen my own exaggerated suffering. So yeah, self-pity. This is one of my number one go-tos for indulgent emotions, and I realized that instead of indulging in food, now I catch myself indulging in useless emotions of victimization or self-pity or self-righteous anger or indignation, or I'm trying to compile a list because they're just so much fun to identify and be like, oh, this is leading me nowhere. I looked up the word maudlin because I don't actually know what it means, and I just read it to you. So it's a maudlin form of martyrdom, which we can ill afford. Maudlin is an adjective, self-pityingly or tearfully sentimental, often through drunkenness. Interesting. So it's just like blubbering almost. That's kind of what comes to mind. This blubbering martyrdom, which we can ill afford. And I can tell you, like now looking back at things, I can say 100% that, well, this could lead me to indulge in my compulsive eating behaviors again. Absolutely. But I'm guessing that it also is the reason why I started in those behaviors in the first place. And it's taken me, we keep talking about a decade to finally see and recognize those things that really brought me into trouble in the first place. So we have the false comfort of self pity because it gives this, there's something appealing about it. There's something appealing about wallowing in allowing yourself space to be upset about something. And that's not wrong. Uh, there is a place for acknowledging and identifying something that is hard or has hurt us, but where it starts working against us is when we stay there and we stay stuck. It's very sticky. And another, like an instructor that I had in my program once showed us images of like indulgent emotions to just like really help us, understand the the idea of them and the concept. And it was somebody rowing a canoe, or is that even what you say, paddling a canoe inside of a glass of water. So obviously like this giant bowl of water, and someone's just canoeing like crazy, but all they're doing is going around in circles. They're working really hard. They're moving, but they're not moving anywhere at all in particular. They're not getting out of this one little cup, but they're working their butt off. And so then they feel validated and justified in wanting outside recognition for like all their struggle. Right? And that's the thing, is like you did work your butt off, but all you did was swim in circles inside of a big bowl of water. Like, and I say that and it sounds a little unkind, but I'm talking about myself. Like seriously, like now looking at it, I'm like, when I'm wallowing in self-pity because, oh my gosh, I've had a cold for so many weeks and it's hard and I'm tired and my nose hurts and I, what if I'm actually just coming down with something else? I thought I was getting over this one. Now I feel like I'm getting sick again, and it just goes on and on and on and on and on. And I start to like catastrophize and oh my gosh, it's never gonna end and I'm not gonna feel good. And what if the kids get something again? And then none of us are getting sleep. And then I'm short tempered and that you can hear it. Okay. Cause like I'm living it. These are real thoughts and this is where I go. But what if instead of jumping off that diving board and doing a cannonball into the pool of self pity, what if I could just notice that today it might be a good idea to grab a box of Kleenex? Just like when we look at the sky and we're like, huh, looks like it might rain. I'm going to grab an umbrella. And then we move on. And then we walk out the door. And then we don't have to do any of that spiraling. You heard my energy building. Like, we don't have to do any of that. And then we don't have to look at other people when they ask how your day is going. We don't have to take it out on them. And we don't have to look to other people to like, understand our pain because we're not in pain. It's not that it's wrong. It's not that we shouldn't seek understanding and companionship and friendship. Friendship is one of the most beautiful things, to have another person like see you and understand you and take time to honor you and who you are is one of the most beautiful things on the planet. But it is this false thing, this false comfort of self pity. There are very few emotions that are completely useless. And they are variants of good emotions. It's like a good emotion run wild. And instead of self compassion, we get self pity. Instead of, righteous anger, we have self righteous indignation. And instead of being in that in between of discerning a decision, we abandon ourselves to be perpetually confused. And instead of feeling down and discouraged, we go to despair and become hopeless. Do you understand? Do you see how they come from something that is not a bad thing? It's not bad to be discouraged. It's normal. It's not bad to get angry. It's normal. It's not bad to feel bad for yourself when you're going through something hard. These are not bad things. These are good. They are ordered. It would be kind of messed up if we didn't do those things. And those are emotions that are hard to sit in. They're hard to often just be in that place. And I think often I would eat in those places so that I wouldn't have to feel them. And what happened is I became an adult who didn't know how to sit in a hard emotion. So then, but then I found the 12 steps and I became abstinent. And so now I couldn't indulge in my substance of choice where I could just tune out for a while until the emotion basically passed or I kind of forgot about what made me upset. No, now I'm in it and I'm married to someone and now I'm looking at him to validate my pain that I'm causing and I'm pissed at him because he's not. And you'll laugh when it's you, I promise. And I laugh from a place of compassion because I just didn't know better. And I'm just starting to be able to crawl out of this pit. So if you are someone who's pissed off because someone's not seeing your pain, welcome. Welcome. And maybe we should work together because now I know I know what it's like 100%. And I know tools I can teach you to help you get out of that pit. But if that's you, you're not the only one. You're not alone. There's nothing wrong with you. You just didn't know any different. You didn't know there was a better way. You didn't even know what you were doing. So if that's you, that's okay. Talk about it on the Facebook group. I think you're in good company there. Love you guys. With that, I pass.
Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. If you feel that mindset coaching could help you on your 12-step journey, please feel free to reach out and find me at catholicmindsetcoaching.com. But more than that, it's important to me to give listeners like yourself a place where you do not need to feel alone on your 12-step journey. And for that reason, I've created a Facebook group. It's called Grateful Blessed Mess. And it's a place where listeners can go to add their own commentary on the share for the day, in addition to my own, and for us just to have a conversation or start a back and forth where people can find support in their 12-step journey. This is not a replacement for 12-step work. This is something outside of the 12 steps. It is simply something that has a heart for the 12 steps and those who are in it. And so, welcome. If you are here, chances are you may also be a bit of a mess. And I hope that you can learn to find some gratitude in the blessings that have come from your messes.